Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds, and today we're going to be playing some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. This is our monthly fan game, and these guys got the luck of the draw, and they're in the game, but they did get the short straw because they're stuck with me as their GM. But we will be playing some 5e D&D. We're going to be starting off in the city of Drellick, in the guild hall for the company of the Nag, a mercenary band who occasionally takes on work for nobles and anyone else who has the coin to pay. Although they're a little discriminate, they try and take on more worthy causes. I'm going to start with Jan, and you can introduce yourself and the character you're playing.
Yeah, I'm Jan Klever. My character is Sir Whitesnout, the Kobold Cavalier, and he's trying to be all nightly. Yeah.
All right, Bards in the Basement.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Rich from Bards in the Basement, and shocker, today I am playing a bard. Ezekiel Moonsong, Bard College of Swords. He is a half-elf, former pirate, just trying to make some coin and do what he can to get by.
All right, Doug.
Hey, Nerder Doug here. I am playing Jumpanin Watersfine, a Water Genasi cleric of the light. He is a surfer dude and just hoping to spread good vibes amongst the party and anybody that needs help.
And David.
G'day, yeah, David. I am playing Roggy, a goblin grave domain cleric, slightly unhinged and is fascinated with stuffing around with God's plans and control over death.
And Rob?
I'm Rob 2E, and I am today playing a orc barbarian by the name of Do You Know, who his basic personality is Hulk Smash.
Pretty much sums up barbarians and orcs in general. And Chad.
Hello, my name's Chad. I am playing a divination wizard named Matrim. He is a human and a follower of the goddess of luck.
Okay, so with that, you guys find yourself in the guild hall. You've been brought into kind of one of like the war rooms, the ready rooms, and before you stands a short and stocky, grizzled old veteran of the company of the Nag. You know, he's got the buzz cut type hairstyle. It's all gray at this point. His face is harsh and craggly. Riddled with scars. He's got a thick brow, and from beneath them, gray eyes kind of peer across the room as he's marching back and forth, snorting and smoking his pipe. It kind of looks like a locomotive going by. Here's the situation, kids. We got a problem with the Duke and the Duchess. They brought us in to solve. Little Wilhelm, their son, has been taken. He's been kidnapped. We know he's been taken under the city. We know even where they entered, by one of the coves off the shore. But they don't have the manpower or the specialized talents that we at the Nag have to send forth, and they're paying handsomely for the safe return of Little Wilhelm. The Frogum is willing to open up their coin vaults and spare no expense in seeing the return of their heir to their house. And I've assembled you lot to get the job done. Yeah, it's true. No one else is in the guild today, but it doesn't matter. You are the best men for the job today. What say you lot?
Sounds like we are the only men today.
That would be accurate. But that being said, it's a job, it pays, and it needs doing. And this baby's life is at stake.
Well, we have to protect them. What stops the life?
I love the Peter Lorre impression.
Thank you.
Now, go ahead.
Hulk Smash is what I say.
Do you know Smash? I'm not gonna lie, it does seem a little fishy. Most of the house was massacred, but they left the Duke and the Duchess alive and just took the baby. Seems like someone is trying to send a message.
Does the house have any enemies?
They're nobles in Drellick. I'm sure they have plenty of enemies. But this seems a bit brutal even for that.
Now, when we say baby, are we talking baby 1 to 2, a little bit bigger baby 3 to 4, or how so on?
It's almost toddler.
Okay. Any defining characteristics? Hair color? Eye color? Do we know anything?
It's a freaking baby. If you enter beneath the city and you find a baby, take that one.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Yeah, because there's so many babies underneath the city. We're just going to be swarmed in them.
There's dragons beneath the city just belching out clouds of babies, human babies. It's human. How many human babies could be under there? If you see a kobold or a goblin, looks to white snout, and Rogie kind of shrugs his shoulders. You can leave those, but if it's human, more than likely it's got to be the one.
You'd said something about an offshore cove. Are there tunnels under the city that lead to such a place?
That's where the cove that he's talking about is actually how to get under the city, or unless you wanted to enter directly through the sewers and maybe try and find something that links up that way. But there, some preliminary divination was done and tracking was done, and some preliminary divination and tracking was done, and has brought us to this cove. For whatever reasons, our magics were not able to pierce beyond there, but we do know that whoever took the child took them through that way.
Well, I'm always up for a trip to the shore. I don't know about you guys.
Yes.
Got nothing better to do.
And a child's life is in danger. And that's just not cool.
Such a vile crime cannot go unpunished.
Yeah, it's really harsh and mellow.
Whoa, totally dude, totally harsh and mellow.
Thanks, Fantasy Ground College, for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, when you lot leave, and then he kind of looks down at White Snout. Make sure you take that stupid worm with you too. The last time you left it unattended, it half ate a pony.
I'll do it.
Like WYRM, or are you talking WORM?
I don't know. Take your pick. It looks like a big worm to me.
What color is it?
It's grody.
It's green.
A green worm?
It's a Greek.
Oh.
So
that's totally tubular.
So with that, he turns on his heel real sharp, hands behind his back. What are you doing? Why are you all still standing around here?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Let's be off.
All right. As we get outside, I turn to them like, does anybody know how to get to the cove?
Did not give directions.
No, he did not.
Not at the beach. Work our way around.
I go back in and ask for directions.
He hands you a piece of paper. Oh, and hands you a piece of paper. And on it is a crude map.
All right. Map in hand.
So you can see, and you kind of see where the piers and the docks are for the city of Drellick. And, off to the west of those, there's a spot marked on the map. There's like a beach over there. And some of you may have even been to this beach before. Sometimes people go there to kind of hang out. More than likely, jump on them. Would have been to the beach at some point or not. Some point trying to catch some waves.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
So,
It's
is
hang
there
out
anything you
beach.
guys want to do before you go, head to the cove?
It's like less than a day away, right? Or how far is it away?
Oh yeah, it's pretty close. It's like maybe an hour tops.
So, 4 weeks worth of food for the worm should probably be enough.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I think it'll be okay.
Is what time of day is it?
It is early in the day. You guys were summoned in the morning.
Is it a nice day? Is it sunny?
Today it is a little gloomy out. It's a little overcast. There was a storm the night before, and it's kind of like still a little bit of lingering. There's a mist in the air. You can smell the salt water in the air coming off of the bay.
I grasp a little conch shell around my neck and kind of like just look up at the sky and hope to see the sun through the clouds and whisper a prayer to the sun god.
Briefly, the clouds part just a little bit and let like a little ray of sunlight through, and then close up.
I smile and then I look around at this motley crew and I think this is going to be all right.
Meanwhile, I'm singing like, "Gray skies are going to clear up. Put on a happy face."
I clap a hand on Rogi's shoulder and say, "That's the right attitude." But he's a goblin, right? Did I catch that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did.
All right.
Do you know sort of separates himself a few feet apart from the group and starts to swing his great axe to and fro, once on the right side, once on the left side, just kind of haphazardly practicing walking along.
He's good.
Ezekiel will pull out his flute and start trying to match your movement to his blowing of the flute.
Nice.
So, any preparation? Anything you guys want to do? Or you just gonna head right for it?
I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know about you guys. Got a jaunty beat going.
I'm also going. Or good. What?
He said that we know who took them. Can we go and ask around, see if we can find out any more information about that group?
No, he said he didn't know who took them.
Mm.
He's what he said was he thought it was. He said it seems kind of fishy. Is what he said.
I think he said there was like a brutal scene there too, right? At the site of the abduction.
Yes, there absolutely was. Basically, most of the household was massacred in the night.
Jeez. Well, I don't know if I'd use the term fishy. That's a little speciesist, but it's planarist.
Can we go and ask about the massacre, maybe, see if there's any clues there?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Sure, I'll head that way too.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
may as well.
it doesn't take much to get directions to the Duke and Duchess, as Duchess Kara and as Duke Wilhelm is the Lord and Lady of the House, the nobles. Frogman is the name of the house.
They're not literally frogmen, are they?
No, Frogmen.
Frogmen. Okay.
Oh, I am.
And
Frogman. They're Jewish.
Yeah.
so you find yourself in the nicer part of town, and you find their manor. And at first, everything seems fine. Everything looks as you would expect. It's not until you get closer that you realize that you see that some things have been disturbed. Like you see that there's some windows that are broken. There's one of the doors you can see had been kicked in.
Jeez.
And there's already people kind of at work, kind of putting the place back together.
Are there any footprints or anything outside the door?
Make an investigation check.
8.
You do find a bunch of like footprints, and you can see that some of them like have are made in either like a dark colored mud or maybe dried blood, and but there's various sizes and shapes. Probably the work people.
So is the Duke and Duchess here, or were they massacred as well?
They were not massacred. That's why that's why the veteran kind of felt like it was a bit of a. It sounds a bit fishy, and like someone was trying to send them a message, or maybe they're going to try and extort them or something later on, because they were the only survivors and the baby was taken.
So there was like guards and things that were killed, probably.
Guards and servants. When you get there, you can find like there's matter of fact, you probably quickly run into one of the work people,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of look up from their work. They're like scrubbing bits of maybe one of their coworkers off a wall, and it looks up a little startled at first, especially because in front of them is a goblin and a kobold, and jumps back a little bit, and then starts to take in the lot of you. Can I help you? What are you folks looking for? You seem a little out of place here.
Yeah, we're from the company of the Nag. We're hoping to recover the child that was taken. Is there any way that we could talk to the Duke and Duchess?
They've kind of went away to their summer home until the house is cleared up and cleaned.
Okay, well maybe you can help us. Can you tell us anything that you know about what happened here?
I can tell you, I'm really glad that I wasn't on last night, because oh my god, like he's like picking like some entrails off the wall as he said. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm just we're just a servant. I just mind my own business. The Frogmans, they can. He looks a little bit around. They can be nobles. You know how they are at times, but they always pay. The coin is good. They pay better than some of the other houses, and we just mind my own business. They like to have a lot of parties. They get a little crazy sometimes.
I'm going to wander over to whatever he's picking up off the wall and like just have a good look. I was like, yes, there's nothing I can do for this one.
Is there like several workers around?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones, kind of wearing like coveralls and work clothes and scrubbing.
Do they look kind of like down? I mean, like you said, these are people they might have worked with and things like that.
A little bit. Like some of them look a little nauseous. Some of them look a little upset because, like you said, these are probably people they worked with. And in this case, this guy seems a little relieved to not been the guy working last night.
Can I sort of like just speak loudly enough for several people to hear me, and as I'm doing so, cast calm emotions and just tell them like, we're very sorry for your loss. It's probably really traumatic, but there is good people out there, and we're gonna try to get to the bottom of this, and just kind of try to like give them a little bit of cheer.
Okay, you definitely kind of seems to wash over them, and they seem to relax a little bit and like kind of ease into the work. You can take a point of inspiration.
Cool.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do?
Are the Duke and the Duchess in that manor right now? Or?
No, it says the worker said they had left.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys think we should look around it? Ask if we can look around inside? There might be some sort of clue. I mean, walking into the unknown, anything that we can learn.
That sounds like a good idea. Look around inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
And real quick, Chad, I didn't catch your character's name. I'm sorry.
Matrim. And while they're looking around inside, I'm going to wander around asking the workers and guards, anyone that's around, if they know of anything that could potentially help us. Maybe identify if they have any ideas of who may have done this type thing, if there was any clues that they have already found.
Okay, so to that, when you asked that, the only people the only survivors were the Duke and the Duchess, and the only thing that they said was the house was invaded by a hulking brute of a man that was all covered in black, and there was nothing distinguishing that could make other than the size that he was, other than the fact that he was enormous, and was able to kick in the door.
Did they find anything interesting while cleaning? Maybe anything that was particularly standing out?
They have not, but if you guys want to look around and see what you can find, they don't seem they seem like just commoners, peasants, and they're just going through their daily drudgery, and they probably weren't looking or paying attention too much.
Would there be some sort of office or like study in the manor?
Oh, of course there would be.
All right, I'm gonna go there first.
Okay. So you go and you find yourself in the office. What are you doing? What do you want to do?
I'm looking for recent papers, seeing if there's any like personal letters or anything to the Duke or Duchess.
All right. So sifting through the stuff on the desk is actually really organized. It's well kept. Everything looking at everything is written in a very like thick and heavy hand, and most of it seems to be like business accounts.
Okay.
Do would like to check the kitchen?
Okay.
See if anybody's if all broken up and everything, but he's mainly interested in, was there a recent meal that we can tell, or are there any clues in there? Is there baby food, stuff like that?
So the baby's young enough; it would still be nursing. So you don't find baby food per se, but you definitely find
there's no breast milk flying around on the floor or anything like that.
It's in the fridge.
That stuff comes straight from the tap. But you do find like the leftovers that were put away from the night before. In like almost like in a cold box, which is basically just a stone box with a block of ice in it.
I'll follow into the kitchen as well, and I want to try steal a silver spoon.
It's not hard, like unless you're trying to keep it from, keep it from. There's no one to really observe or seems to care that much about what you're doing.
Not particularly. I'm just like picking it up and just randomly playing with it. Pocket it.
What happened to the wet nurse? Was she killed as well, or was she taken?
Neither. Actually, the Duchess Kara actually preferred the nurse herself.
Huh.
I see.
She always said commoner milk makes the baby dumb.
Oh my God.
And then,
that's right.
does it look like the place was searched or just destroyed?
Just destroyed, and most of the damage seems incidental, like that they were here to slaughter.
If I take the time to ritualistically cast detect magic, would I pick up anything?
You actually do not.
Okay.
You actually detect like there is a little bit of like ambient magic in the air, and there's a couple areas where it's just like there's like little voids. It seems really odd.
So
there was magic here then, before.
Yes, there was some kind of magic. There's some kind of like ambient magic that seems actually to be permeating from the house itself. Maybe something in the construction. But there seem to be some spots where there's like voids.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if I can identify what happened with the voids?
You can. It's going to be really high though, but you may give it a shot.
Yeah, that's an 11, so I'm going to assume that's a fail.
That's a correct.
It looked as if there was something here that is now missing. Maybe they took that as well as the baby.
White Snout. I'm going to assume you brought your mount with you.
Yes,
Does it have a name?
it's called Green Beauty.
Green Beauty. Okay. Where is Green Beauty while you guys are in the house?
I would have probably tied her up somewhere in front of the house where she can't start eating people's corpses. You know, that would be a little bit
Wait,
yeah, that'd be
what?
weird.
weird.
She could help. She could
Yeah.
help with the cleanup.
So there is a shriek from outside the manor.
I guess I'll rush out as fast as I can.
Is anybody else going to investigate?
I will. Sword drawn.
Yeah,
I was kind
if
of just
hear-
hanging out outside.
Do you know we'll follow out?
One of the maids is like, she is backed up against like the door jamb, trying to get to the door. And Green Beauty, which is this basically this 6-7 foot long worm-like creature or snake-like creature, with green scales, green flesh, and has like 4 tentacles coming out from one end with a beak. There's no visible eyes, and it's like rearing against where you have it tied, trying to smell the area where this maid is. You recognize the stances that Green Beauty is more curious than hungry right now, but the maid does not.
Would any of us know that? Like, do we know each other beforehand, or did I just meet all these?
That is entirely up to you guys.
I guess I'd try to calm her.
But you did come over here with him, and he was riding Green Beauty.
Yeah, so I would have just been like outside, kind of like wide snout. Like I don't know what to do here. Like easy Green Beauty, and I'll just until he obviously is on his way.
I'd probably pet her beak and give her some of the meat I have with me.
So you witnessed this strange ritual of White Snout kind of going up to pat Green Beauty on the snout or on the beak, and as like the 4 tentacles are kind of like writhing around him in this very like loose armed hug like manner, and you hear coming from an occasional snap of the beak from within the mass of tentacles as he calms Green Beauty down, and then occasionally like the tail will just like slap and thump down on the ground and behind Green Beauty.
I go maid. First of all, if she's all right, and second of all, what happened?
Yeah.
I think so. I just went to leave and walked by, and that thing was there, and I screamed, and it's scary, and I think I almost died, and I peed a little.
What I know, why she, what kind of things would make her curious? If it was just because there was a person running by, or if she was smuggling some meat or something, and that's why Green Beauty got excited.
You would suspect it might just be the nature of the work that's being done right now and the carnage that is kind of inside. So it might have her a little bit excited with all the blood in the air.
So this is like a massive slot. I mean, it's not just like a few people were killed. It's like brutal. Like there's just
half a dozen.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah, 6 people had lost their lives, and like from what you can see, they were just brutalized.
Jeez, and they said like the door was smashed open by some big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is scary. I'll turn to Lane and be like, you have to admit, it's kind of cute, though, isn't it? The way the tentacles are hugging him.
If you want
So,
to make our way to the beach and see what we can avenge these people.
That's a good idea. Did anybody find anything? Anybody?
You guys can give me some investigation checks for those that were searching.
I found the knot thing where it wasn't there.
That's deep, man.
I got a 20.
Pulled a
Not natural.
7.
Who got the 20?
I got a 20, not natural.
Okay, dirty 20. All right, so going through some of the misses, you did find one that was addressed to the Duke, and it was written in a very eloquent hand, and it says it's you kind of read, you had to decipher a little bit, and what you kind of read like a veiled threat in it, and it basically was along the lines of live up to your obligations, or you're going to pay the price. Paraphrasing.
Was there a name signed to it, or?
It just says your mistress.
Mistress. I will share that information with the group.
Oh, sounds like they might have been into some dark stuff.
Next, I think we should go and ask around town, see if we can maybe identify the mistress.
Yeah, and they're also like when you put the note back together, there was a seal, and it was just like a bunch of lines, kind of like intersecting each other, all in a square. So like it was kind of a square, but the square wasn't closed. It was just like a bunch of lines all over.
And would anybody around, other than a big figure, be able to further identify the character that came here and smashed up everything and allegedly took these?
Real quick, along those lines too, Rob. I heard the 20. What were the others? What were the other investigate checks?
Mine was a 7.
I got a 2.
So 7 to.
I didn't do any investigating.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing my magic thing, so yeah.
Okay, and 11. Okay, so yeah, that the only thing that really turned up of anything of importance was the magic thing and the note. And these people, none of them were here. They kind of like were summoned early by the Duchess and the Duke, and said, "Look, clean this up, get the doors fixed, get the windows fixed. When we come back here, we don't want to see any of this, and make sure little Wilhelm's room's ready because we've got people bringing him back."
Real quick, are any of the bodies still undisturbed?
What do you mean by undisturbed?
Are there any of the bodies that are in their original condition? Basically, I would like to see if I can maybe determine how they were killed. It's a big guy. Maybe did he use a weapon? Did he use his bare hands? If it was a weapon, was it blunt or sharp?
Okay, so all right, so to that extent, there's some of the bodies are still there. They've removed all of them but 2 so far, and those 2 bodies, it looks like the cause of death is the neck was broken, and but then someone just proceeded to smash their face in afterwards.
Jeez.
And the other one it looks like someone ran them through with either like a sword or a spear. Do you have does anyone have medicine?
I actually do.
So you can make a medicine check.
Yeah, so do I. Oh shit.
I got a nat 20 plus 6.
A nat 20, it was clearly this was a rounded object with a point. It was definitely not a blade.
Like a morning star, perhaps? This is just shockingly brutal. My goodness.
Honestly, it looks more like a spike.
Okay.
Oh, that kind of wound up. Oh.
I'm going to say a prayer over this guy. I'm like, Rogie, would you like to join me?
Yes, I might as well.
These poor people. I'll say a little sun god prayer.
My
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Everybody, I know what happened. The Duke was sleeping with a troll, and she came back for revenge. Case
Mystery
closed.
solved. We still need to find the child, though.
Yes. Yes, we
Oh.
should. They don't seem too frightened of this mistress, though. If they contracted mercenaries to get their kid, so they must not be too afraid of whatever this mistress is that they've defined.
Unless the cost of the obligation was higher than the cost of the mercenaries.
True. It's a complicated. It's a churning sea of complications.
Oh, so have any of the servants possibly seen the mistress before? Did she come and visit here, or did he go elsewhere to visit? And if so, did any of them maybe help in that process in any way?
So they earlier the one of the servants did mention that the frogmans were kind of known for having kind of like wild, crazy parties.
They're a couple of wild and crazy
And
guys.
if you question them further, they actually don't use their regular servants for these parties. They bring in outside help, and the servants are all used to get things ready and to clean up afterwards. But for the actual parties themselves, they are dismissed.
It's like some eyes wide shut stuff going on up in here.
Everybody
Yeah,
signs
sounds
an
like
NDA.
orgies.
Holy crap.
So do they know where they hire these servants from?
Oh, we don't ask those kinds of questions. That's just a bad idea.
I think we should head to this coast. I mean, I'm looking at this giant spike wound, and like anything that's this brutal is probably not gonna wait too long.
I agree. This well has
Yes.
been tapped.
I mean, this whatever made this wound. I mean, it's pretty it's just brutal. Like a spike that went right. Just one blow killed this guy. He said it was
Straight
like a
through
big,
the
huge
heart.
wound. Yeah, it's it's obviously intelligent and dangerous.
And then from the other bodies that have been removed, like from seeing like basically this aftermath, you can see it was just savage and brutal. Like I said, the guy was picking entrails off the wall.
Yeah, it's poor people.
So if you do that, you guys head into the cove. You guys are giving a wide berth in the streets. I mean, you guys belong to a prestigious mercenary guild, which I'm sure there's some kind of insignia for. So people kind of know and move out of the way, but more so because White Snout's Green Beauty is creeping people out. It disturbs animals. Horses kind of rear up and are kind of disturbed by it. Dogs will bark from alleyways. Occasionally, if a cat kind of like runs out, it'll kind of like do the back curl thing, hiss and run off, except for one that was too slow. And it kind of just gets tangled in one of the tentacles, and it's just gone with one sick wet crunch.
Are our horses freaking out?
Your horses, if you are riding horses, no, they're a little better trained. I imagine you guys are using war horses. If you're using a horse, so.
Oh, it was like an hour's ride from town.
It's just under an hour, so it's.
I mean, but that's by horse.
No, the same walk.
Oh, so for the horse should be there.
Generally, horses don't actually make you that much faster. You just get to carry more stuff in overland travel.
And it's
good to
easy.
know.
Lazy people.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying the walking.
At least by D&D rules, if you look, like the difference is like 4 miles a day or something.
Yeah,
or it used to be.
Yeah, it's a good chance to get my cardio in for the morning. It's still before noon, so I'm digging it.
The sun is starting to kind of come out. The clouds are breaking up a little bit. The mist on the ocean is gone.
All right.
There is some people like out on the beach, kind of trying to enjoy themselves.
How's the waves today?
The waves, they're not awesome, but there's a little bit of a surf.
First things first, though. No time for that.
So you guys find the the cove and the cave, and it's partially hidden by like overhanging greenery, and it looks like at a closer look, it looks like maybe some of it was put there, almost like a blind.
Interesting.
Okay, who's first?
I'll take point. Do you know we'll creep closer, making sure everyone's behind him just in case, and try to get to the blind and maybe peer through it.
Before we do so, I am quickly casting mage armor on myself.
Okay. So looking in, you see rough-hewn stone walls. Give me, I don't know, does anyone have stone masonry tools or history?
I have history.
Or
I have history too.
you know what? Actually, you guys have a kobold. Let's give kobold give me a history check.
Did I just roll an other two? It's a 5.
Okay. So nothing there. So peering in, it is a 5-foot corridor, and it's rough-hewn walls. It's dark in there, so if you don't have dark vision, you're going to need a light source. And even if you do have dark vision, it's only going to offer you dim light. So you
I
can
cast
see.
light on my staff.
Okay, perfect.
I'm also going to cast light on my holy symbol, conch shell.
I'll probably try to stay a good distance away from everyone who has light so they don't blind me. You know, I'm kobold, I have disadvantage in bright light.
I don't think a light spell or torchlight is enough to affect your light sensitivity. So,
Okay.
You said the other people with history proficiency could make a check as well?
Yes.
I would like to do so.
All right.
That is a 10.
That is a 10. Okay. Out of 10, you look at the walls, and although they are rough hewn, part of you get the impression that they're that they've been worked slightly. So they're not perfect, but it doesn't look like they're being completely untouched. And those of you peering in with dark vision, just at the peripheral of your vision, that fact is kind of confirmed by the fact that there's a wall, but there's a door in it.
A door at the end, or a door in the side of the wall?
At the end.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What do you say, fellas? Shall we?
Get out the 10-foot poles.
Well, it's like, well, if you want me, I can see what I can find. And I would cast Find Traps.
Oh, good call. Good call. How long does that last?
It's instantaneous. It doesn't last. The more I cast it, goes out, and anything within 120 feet, I believe, it reveals that a trap is present. I don't know exact location, but I know if there's one there, and the general nature of it.
All right. And when are you going to cast it? All right. First, I guess let's go with a marching order.
Guess
Do you know up front? Unless somebody's also a tank, I forget.
I guess I'd go first.
Okay, I'll follow then. Do you know? Go second.
Okay.
I would I'd just be sort of in the middle. I don't want to ruin their dark vision with my light, but I don't want to be too far away from anybody.
Your light will not ruin dark vision. They just extend out.
Oh, okay.
Just past it.
If you've got light in the middle, I'll go in the back so that we've got light in the rear as well.
Okay.
I'll be in the middle there somewhere.
Yeah, I'll be between them two.
All right. Who said they're in the back? I'm sorry, I had the
Matcham.
Okay, perfect. And then everyone else kind of falls in the middle. Perfect. And
yeah, I'll cast it kind of near the center or entrance so I can see the door and see if it's trapped at all.
Okay. So you will cast it. You let rip with it at the door there. And you do detect something beyond the door. to the north. But you just have a vague impression.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if I need line of sight to be able to detect it or not.
But the door itself seems clear.
Yeah. It seems as if everything is okay, but be careful once you get inside.
Guess I'll open the door then.
Yes.
And with that, I'll open the door.
All right. So what you see before you is again all rough-hewn stonework. Looking in the door to the north, to the right, there's another door leading out of here. You can see about 30 feet ahead of you, there's a wall, and there seems to be an enclave that kind of almost makes like an L shape with the room. But then also straight ahead, there's also another enclave that you see, towards the bottom of this room.
Okay.
So right now, I just have White Snout has opened the door. He's in the doorway.
I'm going to huddle up real quick with White Snout, Ezekiel, and Do You Know, and just say, whatever's in there, guys, just be careful. And I'm going to cast Aid on the three of them. So you each get your target, your hit point max, and current hit points increased by 5 for the next 8 hours.
Nice.
What was the first bit again?
Your hit point max and current hit points increased by 5 for the next 8 hours.
Okay.
Can I send my familiar up ahead to go and check it out? It's a little squirrel.
You can. So, your squirrel scurries forth and, goes about 20 feet into the room, and you see that enclave that kind of goes up into, another 20 feet. Like, it's kind of like a rectangle, like a box. There doesn't seem to be anything of particular interest in there. And then if it comes back down to the bottom of the room, there's another enclave that is like a 15 by 20 box as well. So the room has a really odd shape to it. It's almost like a mismatched T. If the T was kind of like offset.
Did you see any doorways in either of the rooms?
They're immediately when you come into the room, like 15 feet up, there's a doorway leading out to the north. Also, in that direction is where you kind of detected the trap. Your spell went off.
So I'm guessing that the door in that room is probably trapped.
Yes, it seems that way.
I could open it. Try to open it with Mage Hand.
Ooh, good idea.
Okay, so I'll go over and cast Mage Hand and try to see if the door's unlocked.
Magic is so cool, you guys.
I know, right?
All right, so you head over. How close are you going to get to the door in order to
How close?
to
How
open it?
close?
What is your range on Mage Hand?
30 feet.
All right, so from 30 feet away, you want to cast Mage Hand and try and open the door. Excellent.
Kind of seeing I knew that found the trap, I'm like hiding around a corner or something like that, just like peeking, watching down the kind of.
Yeah, we're like encouraging. You can do it, Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Steady, steady.
5 gold. I have 5 gold that he dies.
Oh, come on, man.
I'll take that.
That'd be a total bummer.
I can bring him back. It is so much fun.
I follow the goddess of luck. I take all bets.
Give me a 14 DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
I got an 18.
Okay, so you feel your mind invaded by magical emanations, and it kind of like washes over your body, and you feel your muscles begin to go rigid, and you're able to just kind of like shake it off and power through. But you definitely felt the effects of magical energy trying to freeze you in place.
Whoa, guys, that was weird.
What happened?
I think I'm tripping.
But
All
there are
right.
no rocks or anything there for you to fall over.
No, my muscles got really tense. It felt
Oh,
kind
man.
of insane.
I'm gonna go over there and give him a quick yoga shiatsu pressure point relaxation technique I learned.
And so from where you are, you can kind of see. You can kind of see that there's another doorway straight across in that room, and it opens up into a little bit larger room from where you are. You'll have to get closer to see. Also, the floor appears to be covered in some kind of thick, viscous substance. Anyone? Let's say. So, how close did anyone get with the light source to see it with light?
I would have moved up by Ezekiel, who was 30 feet away from the doorway, so that's as close as I.
Okay, so so it seems to be some kind of mud or maybe even animal feces.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a bad smell to it.
All I've got on is sandals.
Ooh, that's not going to be good.
Yeah, that's gross.
Does
Oh,
anyone have nature proficiency? Could we maybe try and identify it?
I don't.
So do you go into where right now? I have you guys all still huddled around the doorway until you let me know otherwise.
Well, and this was the only way forward, right?
That you've seen, yes.
I'd like to go take a look at the other room.
The door that you guys just opened?
No, the other one we saw whenever we came in.
Oh, so this room that you're in is this weird looking offset T, right? And you guys are kind of came in the base from the door, and up above there's an enclave. It's fairly big, it's decent size, but there's nothing really in here. And there's the same thing, which is much smaller and more box shaped than rectangle shaped. If you're thinking one to the south and one to the north with the offset T, which area would you like to examine?
I'd like to take a look at the north one.
Okay, so give me an investigate check.
That is going to be a 21 total.
Okay, and how are you investigating?
So I'm going to be tapping with my 10-foot pole along the bottom of the floor and along the sides and roof, see if anything I find anything that way, and then I'm just going to take a closer look around the room in general.
Okay. So at the top there, you don't really see anything. And then you said then from there you wanted to go towards the lower portion, you said?
Yes.
Okay. You'd be working your way that way. So as you do, the floor begins to kind of tilt. Make a athletics check.
That is going to be a 7.
Okay. So you begin to slide back in towards the central part of the room. And so you're going to slide 5 feet back.
Okay, then I go back and tell everyone else what I found. Guys, the room seems to be tilting up there away from the sides.
Well, and then at the same time, you're regaining your feet. You guys hear, boo!
Uh-oh.
The door that you guys came into is now blocked by a portcullis.
Oh, no.
At the very entrance or at the room I'm in?
At the entrance you guys came through.
So I would like to try to climb up that tilted thing that came down by being on Green Beauty.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can easily do that. Even though the floor is very tilted, it does not seem to give Green Beauty a problem at all. And not only that, kind of along the edge of the wall in that small enclave, Green Beauty is making a right and heading straight for the solid wall in front of you. And looks like she's going to try and go. I don't know if she's going to try and climb that wall or what. But you have kind of like urged her forward, and she's going forward.
Okay.
So while that's going on, what is everyone else doing? Portcullis has dropped. The way you guys came in is blocked. Some of you are crowded around the room with a door that had the magical trap on it. It was thick with smell. The floor is thick with a foul-smelling mud or animal dung or something. I don't know how close you are to the doorway to be able to see into the room.
I'll actually kind of go up into the mud or whatever in that room.
Okay.
Take out the silver spoon that I swiped and just like scoop up some of the mud and say.
Well, when you go to do that, one of the things you notice immediately on the north wall, and is someone has scrawled on it like graffiti, like a giant bull face, bull head. And you also, when you step into the room, you sink a little bit in the mud, not like deep, but just enough where it'd be like, oh, this is going to be kind of a pain in the ass if you want to, walk through here.
This mud kind of reminds me of home. It is good. Slippery, but good.
And, also from here, you also spot a couple of stones that are embedded in the wall. They're different from everything else. They're darker. They're made of like onyx or some kind of ebony.
Ebony and ivory. Okay, well, I'll pass that information on to everyone else. I'll try to. It's like, it is fine. You can come in. Nothing is happening to me. And I'll kind of wander over to one of the rocks on the wall.
Okay, it's a little hard to get over there. Green Beauty has just stuck its head through the wall.
Okay.
Like through the stone?
Through the stone. Yeah, anyone that was observing Green Beauty, you see like what I use the term head loosely, but where the tentacles are, they just seem to go right through the wall.
It's getting weird real quick.
Like either the wall's not there, she's being sucked in. I don't know.
So,
upon noticing that, will immediately try to get as close to the worm rider as possible.
Okay, athletics check to get up this tilted floor. It's a little slippery.
All right, athletics check. Let's do it. Oh no, it is a 5.
Yeah, nothing happens. You just can't.
Sorry. It's an 11.
Oh, an 11? You're good. So at first you slip and slide a little bit, and then you're like, you hunker down, and then just kind of like power through. So now you're kind of like standing on this like sliding, not the surface and sliding, it's just slippery, and you're just kind of like able to. You probably end up grabbing like the base of Green Beauty's tail. Yeah, to stabilize yourself. And yeah, from here you can see it's like the head is like halfway through this wall and she seems to be heading that way. That's what Do You Know is doing. Raji is in the room saying it's clear.
I'll turn over my shoulder and yell, "We're going in!" Whatever that means, let everybody know.
My squirrel up to investigate with him.
Okay. Sending the squirrel to investigate with who?
With Green Beauty and Do You Know.
Okay. And Roji, give me a intelligence check or arcana check looking at those rocks.
Well, it's the same either way. Yeah, that would be a natural one.
Nice. Yes, they're very shiny. Yeah, like you're a goblin. Like you would make jewelry out of these rocks.
Yeah, definitely be good. Good shiny. Yeah, wonderful.
The squirrel that goes up to check out what's going on with the Grick and White Snout, he kind of like hops around, and as he does squirrel things to get past the slippery slope, and is kind of like looking at the wall and is stopped there, and you're getting these feelings that he's like confused. He doesn't understand because he doesn't know why this creature is like currently going through the wall, and your squirrel feels a little hesitant. Do you mentally push?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So it gives you the squirrel equivalent of a shrug, and it pops on through the wall, and there's a hallway that leads beyond. You can see, 20 feet up. It takes a left. Another 25 feet up takes another left.
Is there anything there in the hallway we could potentially tie a rope to help those of us with bad athletics get up the floor?
There's a couple corners, and maybe you could hook if you had a grappling hook. Maybe you could get it taut around one of the corners.
I actually do. I think that's in my explorer's pack.
Potentially.
Okay. Hearing everything going on behind me, I'm gonna get away from the poo room and start heading over towards the worm.
Okay. So you're leaving the poo room to head on over to see what's going on with the worm. Where is our light cleric at right now?
Doug, you're muted.
Sorry about that. For a moment, I was just kind of staying there trying to keep an eye on Rogie and White Snout at the same time, but it looks like everybody's going towards the worm. So since I'm skilled in athletics, I'm pretty strong. Maybe I'll position myself halfway up this tilted thing and hold the rope and kind of pull people up and steady it as they go past. I don't think I would have a tough time climbing it myself. I mean, I can roll, but the jump on and doesn't feel like it would be too tough.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that you observe, you've got a pretty good passive perception. You hear something from above.
From above.
Yes. As Rogie's coming to head out of the room and back towards the rest of you, when it kind of starts raining snakes.
Right on me?
No, on Rogie.
Oh my god. Jeez. I would shout for Rogie to look out. And
so
I'm like, hurry, come.
So you can give me an initiative.
All right. Let's see. 15.
Me roll as well? Or?
Yeah. You can all roll. I just wanted to see if Jump on him was going to react faster than these raining snakes, and he does not.
Okay.
15 for me.
So Rogie, they just start piling up on you, and you just and begin trying to bite you.
Yeah.
And they're totally in your space. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
Okay, so they are not able to get through. I guess you're wearing armor. They're not able to get through your armor. They're kind of all around you, and occupying your space. What did we get for initiatives?
I had a 15.
Yeah, so did I.
Okay, we got 2 15s. Was that 3 15s?
3 15s.
Okay.
I got a 10.
We got a 10.
Do you know 16?
And we got a 16.
And I got a 9.
And we got a 9. Okay. So that was the surprise round. That was essentially the surprise round, except for Doug, because you were watching and you saw it happen. You may act.
Okay. So is Rogie in the space with the snakes and Ezekiel's further beyond them?
Rogie is in. The snakes are in the space with him.
Okay.
And you're still in the room, kind of looking in, or in the first room, looking into the second.
Well, it looked like Rogie was handling it okay, so I am going to cast Sanctuary on Ezekiel. And so, come on, just run through them. Just run through them. And I'm kind of looking over my shoulder at the Sir White Snout and Green Beauty and everybody on this platform.
Okay. So with that, now we actually drop into the actual initiative order.
Okay.
And the snakes go at a 23.
Woo!
And they just crit it.
Oh no.
I will use my reaction to negate the crit.
Oh, nice.
Grave Cleric.
Okay, so what is the actual ability?
It is level 6. It is where's it? Sentinel at death's door. As a reaction, I turn a critical hit to me or an ally I see within 30 feet to a normal hit.
Oh, okay, awesome. So it is now just a normal hit.
Yep.
You will take 2d6 of piercing damage as they bite away at you for 8. And now give me a Constitution saving throw DC 10.
Okay. Just playing on roll 20 half the time and typing it out. That's 20.
You're good. With
30,
that
20, but yeah.
saving throw. And so you're going to take half damage, which will be total of 8 after halving it. So you feel all these sharp little bites, and they begin to. Then you feel the venom kind of like begin working its way through your veins.
Okay, so was that 8 and then 8 points of poison damage, or just?
Yes, correct.
So 16. Okay, fair enough.
And with that, then we go to initiative 16.
And how far away am I from the snakes?
All right, from the snakes, you're over here, so you're actually about 45 feet away from the door.
Okay, so is it a swarm of snakes or is it a lot of individuals?
So right now, you've just heard the commotion and the noise. It's not actually visible from where you're at.
Okay.
Somebody may have screamed snakes, though.
All right, I'm going to use my full movement of 40 to get toward the snakes. And then, having gone 40 feet, am I within melee range of a snake or no?
No, but now you can see what's going on. Like, Rogie is just on the inside of the door. Jump on him was kind of just backed away from the door, and you see like this carpet of snakes like at his feet, and some of them are like draped on him. Some of them are like almost as long as him.
And so, is it a swarm or is it individual snakes?
It looks like a carpet of them. I'd say swarm.
Okay. So I'm going to ready an attack if any of them get within melee range of me.
Okay.
And then that's all I'll do.
All right, 15s. You can sort yourselves out.
I have a dex of 10, so.
Yeah, I got 15. So, with them all jumping on me, I kind of shriek and say, "Will you get off me?" And I'll cast Word of Radiance.
Okay.
Cantrip. It's a con save. It's a 5-foot burst around me, basically. So.
Con save. All right. Oh, that is a 19 on the die, so that is going to be a 19.
Yeah. Well, then that does nothing.
It seems to really agitate them. Maybe some rattling going on.
Kinda. In that case, as a bonus action, I will cast Sanctuary on myself.
Oh, nice. Okay. So they have to then make saving throws to attack you, right?
Yeah, Word of Radiance is a cantrip, so.
Yep. And so that was your action. That was your bonus action. You have a move still.
I'll just stand there. It's like, get him off me! Get him off me!
Okay, so that brings us to that's 115 down. Who's next?
I'll go. So I'll move 30 feet towards them. Can I now see through the doorway and see what's going on?
Yes.
So the snakes, are they covering the entire floor, or are they just in his space?
Just in his space, pretty much around him.
Okay. Unfortunately for him, then I'm going to cast Cloud of Daggers on that space.
Perfect. Oh, make a saving throw.
If it's an AoE effect, he doesn't have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's no save for this either.
No, it's just damage.
Yep.
I was only saying that because he can cast Sanctuary.
Yeah. Literally, it does say the spell doesn't protect against area effects like Fireball.
All right, so roll your damage.
That is going to be 3 damage.
Excellent.
It is an area of effect. If it's a swarm, I believe they have vulnerability to that. So,
Actually, they
Stupid
don't.
snakes.
At least it's not listed here. So 3 to the snakes and 3 to our goblin friend as well.
Yep. Ow.
So
as I do so, I yell, "It's time to roll the dice."
and then you were up, Doug.
All right, I'm gonna just kind of cringe as I see Rogi getting like bitten and sliced up a little bit. And I say like, just hang in there, little buddy, and I'll cast a healing word on him for my bonus action.
Okay.
That's gonna be 7. That's healing, and then I'll turn to. Do you know was like up by me, right? Like
Yeah,
make it all the
he's
way.
like close to you. Yep.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and be like, if you're going in there, be careful. Those little guys got venom dripping from their fangs, and I'll cast resistance on him.
Okay.
And that lasts a minute as I concentrate. So you can have a D4 added to 1 saving throw of your choice in the next minute.
Right. You guys are all under the effect of aid as well, correct?
Ezekiel, Sir Widesnout, and Do You Know?
Okay. Perfect. So
And that's my turn.
all right, and that brings us to the 10.
That would be me. And I guess I'll just charge in, yelling, "Into glorious battle!" And try to whip with 23. I guess that will hit.
Yes, that will absolutely hit.
If it didn't, I'd be worried.
And it's for 5 damage.
Okay. So you
And I'll mark them and stand next to them. And as a fighter, I get a second attack, right?
you do.
So another whip. And it's the same again. But this time for 8 damage.
Okay. So you go in.
And I can mark all the snakes at once as they count as a swarm, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
So you go in lashing with your whip. You're kind of like you're kind of plugging the doorway now, though. 9, the bottom of the order is up.
You said the doorway's plugged?
It is. There is a Grick and Kobold in it.
I'm gonna start heading towards that weird place in the wall then.
Okay. You can absolutely do that. And with that brings us back to the snakes. The snakes are going to scatter because there's a cloud of daggers where they're standing, and they're not really into that. So I think it's the beginning of their turn, so they take the damage again, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so they're going to angrily bite and then try and move away. They're going to miss.
My wisdom saving throw.
Damage, just to let you know.
Oh, wisdom saving throw. Let's see. They would have failed, so they wouldn't. Their missed attack would have missed anyway.
Yeah, so they have to either choose another target or waste the attack.
They will. They will attack the Grick.
I'll make them target me instead.
I think they just look up at you angrily because you're on top of a mountain. But they are kind of in the Grick space. You had marked them, so I think you can use your night attack because they did go after someone that's not you.
In doing so, did they move closer to me or no?
Yes, they have, because they moved into this room and out of the one with the blades in it.
So I can do my ready to action then?
Yes, you can take an attack.
Okay. +7. So I get a 21.
Will absolutely hit.
And my damage will be 10 plus 4, 14.
Okay.
Slashing.
Okay, so you slash away at them. The number of snakes is definitely been thinned. Some of them have been whipped in half, slashed with a battle like blendered with daggers of force. Snake bits are everywhere, and also the white snout wants to use his special attack.
I guess not. It would probably be wasted on them.
Okay, and that brings. Did you roll the dagger damage again?
Me? I don't think it's been anyone else's inside them yet, except for the snakes.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, I rolled 4.
Okay, perfect. All right. So also, that was their turn. All right. It actually goes back to 16. Do you know?
Okay, so do you know we'll step closer if he needs to so that he's in melee range and hope not to hit the person that the snakes are on. And he will do his 2 great axe attacks. And the first one is a 16.
That's going to absolutely hit.
Damage is 10 slashing.
Okay.
And second attack is a 15.
Hits.
And 16 slashing. Ooh, max damage. 12 plus 4.
Okay, so there's still like a couple snakes left, and they're just trying to get away at this point. 15's up. Matter of fact, if any, so White Snout and Do You Know could definitely take attacks opportunities if you wanted to, as they're trying to now just move away.
Oh, absolutely, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll do that too. And 17 will hit, right?
Yep.
And deals 7 damage.
Yeah, between the two of you just like blunder them. There's snake bits everywhere.
Snake bits.
Yeah, snake bits everywhere. With that, Ezekiel, Moon Song, you find yourself in the passageway. You've gone through the wall. That was like you went like right through it. Clearly, it's like an illusion.
Okay, left, right. What do I see?
All right, what you see before you is a hallway. It extends about 15 feet up, and you can see there's a left. Then there's going to be another 25 feet up, and then you see another left.
So a little bit up, left, a little bit more left.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. Guys, I found a thing.
Well, it's found, so interesting situation going through a wall, but I'll step through it.
I'm probably still swearing kind of as I move out of the cloud of daggers.
Yeah.
I dispersed that.
Do you know we'll kick aside some snake bits and follow along?
So we did not go into the poo room, right? This is the other.
Yeah, this is the other one.
Okay, gotcha.
The poo.
That's probably for the best.
I thought this fight was happening in the poo room with the snakes.
Yeah.
It did. It did, but so Ezekiel had gone over to where the area that was being examined earlier.
Where the green beauty had gone through the wall.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the door blocked on me, so I went the other way.
Yeah. I found some pretty rocks.
Hey, are you getting any? Are your trap senses tinkling, Ruggy? Still? Is there another hallway?
That was it was instantaneous, right? You said.
It is.
Oh, it just finds them at them. Okay, I didn't know if it had duration. But I guess jump on in wouldn't know that either.
Well, I can recast Detect Magic, and that lasts for 10 minutes. So if there's any magical traps, I can be aware of it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So if you give me a moment.
And I have Dispel Magic if we find any more of those. I forgot I had that.
I can do that too.
So can I?
Man, this is cool. A lot of crossover. This group's really syncing up.
I have an axe.
and that's a good thing.
So you guys, you got this hallway in front of you. Couple left turns you can make. Who's doing what?
Well, clearly something's aware we're here, so best to just move forward, I think.
I'm gonna go check out the first left.
Okay, so you go up to the first left, and literally it makes a U. You can see that if you go, you don't have to go far to peek around the corner, and you can see it goes like another 30 feet, and then it makes another right turn.
Gotcha.
I have a quick question about a DM ruling about one of my abilities I've seen ruled multiple ways real quick.
Okay.
I have both Lucky and the Portent features, both of which allow me to affect other people's dice rolls after they have rolled. So when it comes to NPCs and monsters and things of that nature, would I be able to know the roll before I chose to do that, or just take a blind guess?
You can do it after I tell you the roll.
Okay, I just wanted to know for future reference because I was considering using it earlier and just wanted to know. But yeah, I have Lucky and Portent, both of which change die rolls. So
Okay, that's fine. All right, who's doing what?
I guess I'll also go ahead in the hallway with the U-turn.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I will take the time to cast Detect Magic, so that's going as well. It's a 30 feet aura. So
Okay.
I can see magic stuff.
All right, so you have that going on. You travel down this hallway. It's a tight fit. Again, you guys are single file. Unless you tell me otherwise, I will assume that you went with the marching order from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You come around the corner, and once again, you find another door. This place is already, you haven't gone very far, and it almost seems, like a maze in here.
Are you
Open
pinging
it.
anything on your Detect Magic?
You are not. I heard open it.
Yeah, I'm second in line, so I'm not opening it, but I'm saying open it.
I guess I'll open it.
All right, in here you see a
Useless.
large room contains implements of a forge, and there's a intensely burning furnace in the room. It's really hot in here. The heat is extremely hot in this room as soon as you walk in. It's actually been really hot in this complex since you've entered it to begin with. And if you spend any amount of time in this room, it's probably going to begin affecting you unless you have some kind of resistance against heat. This room it's roughly rectangular, roughly a rectangular square, almost squarish room. You see one door leading out of here, up ahead, straight ahead, and we got, it's probably like 50, 60 feet across, and almost the same wide.
I cast Prestidigitation on my clothes to cool them down and maybe keep myself a little bit cooler.
There's a small enclave in this room as well. It's like 10 by 15. What do you guys
With a
doing?
baby carriage in it, or
No
Yeah,
baby.
we've stumbled into some big stuff here. This is just an hour from the city. This looks like a pretty extensive place.
I am wondering where the smoke from the forge goes. Otherwise, that could cause a problem without proper ventilation.
and there's
That's
no
very
personnel
conscientious of you,
around,
Raggy.
just us.
What's that?
There's no personnel around, just us.
Just you guys.
So is there kill the forge fire so that we don't take negative effect.
Guys, give me a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
God damn it. 9.
18.
3.
11.
6 plus 4. That plus 4 saves I had, that lasts how long?
Oh, the resistance? I think it was a minute. Let me
Okay,
check.
so that's probably gone then.
Yeah, it was 1 minute.
So,
So I end up with a 21.
all right. So, anyone with less than a 10 take 1 level of exhaustion as you're kind of like standing in this room talking about what to do, and like sweat is just pouring off your
Oh, yeah.
bodies. You
I like to
you
sweat,
feel
but not like
winded.
this. Who had said, was that Matrim that had said something about quenching the forge?
Yeah, I was asking, is there any way we can quench the forge so that doesn't keep happening?
I'm like, yeah,
There,
what he said.
there's a trough, a stone trough, full of water, probably used for in the forging process for quenching. That might do it. It's going
I'm
to
gonna-
take 2 or 3 of these though to even attempt at moving it.
Oh no, I'm gonna walk up to it and spread my hands over it and cast create water over it.
Oh, over the furnace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm
so
like, anybody want a chemical peel real quick? A steam bath? Get over here.
yeah, that definitely puts it out, and instantly you start feeling a little bit better as the heat isn't emanating off of it anymore.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a swig of water from my canteen.
I'm gonna go check out that other door.
I want to
Okay.
investigate.
I'm
through
going
the
to
room,
use
kind of
prestidigitation
find any shinies.
All right. So investigating the room. How are you going to go about that?
I'm just kind of quickly going and rummaging through any kind of tool racks or bags or anything. I'm not exactly looking for anything important, just anything shiny.
Oh, okay. Well, you find some metal bits here and there.
Yeah. So yeah, got a 17. Investigation.
17. You actually, along, you do the full circuit of the room, and at the most western part of it, you find a secret door. There's a lever there. Like it's hidden in the stonework itself, and you're kind of like prying your fingers in there. You find a switch, and then you hear a little bit of grinding as
Yeah. I would pull it, no questions asked.
Oh yeah, and the door just kind of slides open and revealing more hallway to the top of the room. Whoever opened the door there, again, you're greeted by like a hallway that goes 10 feet to the left into a dead end, right? Which would, even on the other side of this, it probably looks like it would just be this room you're coming from, and then it kind of goes, 15 feet up and makes a left. So you're starting to feel like whoever made this place didn't have a rhyme or a reason to some of the choices they made.
This sounds like my kind of place. I found the secret door.
Yeah, you guys probably heard it too. You probably heard the
Yeah.
as the stone slid.
I would rush over there with Rogi.
Mm.
See what lies behind.
All right, there it's a 4-way intersection on the other side of this door of hallway, but 2 of them, like I said, no rhyme or reason. 2 of them. If you were to go south to the left, it's a 10-foot dead end. If you were to go straight across, another 10-foot dead end. If you were to make a right going north, you're going to go up about 10 feet. It looks like there's a left, but another 10 feet beyond that, so total of 20 feet. It's another dead end.
Can I check the dead ends for illusionary walls?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You go to them and you're just pushing on them. And they seem solid.
Okay.
Like, this is just like evil, you guys. There's just no rhyme or reason to it.
I'm going to check the hallway leading up to the dead ends for illusionary walls.
He's smart.
The hallway leading up to the dead ends. Okay, like the side walls.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because it's 5 foot, you can probably like touch both walls if you want it, and they seem solid. Here in this portion.
What kind of idiot makes a secret room with nothing behind it?
Well, they're like if you go up there's a left, and the hallway does go somewhere, but like there's a lot of like needless dead ends.
Mm-hmm. Guess keep on.
Yeah,
Keeping
it's got to
on,
be the
have a
other
look.
way.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys travel to the north, and then make a left to the west, and again, it just when you make that left, it goes straight to a dead end. But before that, there's a right. Again, doesn't seem like any rhyme or reason. If you guys check it, it seems like solid walls. You don't find anything. And it's almost like a step, the way you go until you finally find a longer hall where you can make another choice where you can either go right or you can keep going straight, and it looks like it then bends to the left.
I have. This place seems like it could be a maze.
Certainly seems amazing.
I was gonna say exactly what you just said. That's pretty funny. I say the long way, I guess.
I say we put our hand on one wall and follow that one.
I think we've mostly been following the left wall.
Yeah, you kind of
Seems
have
like-
been heading west.
It is
Mostly.
old goblin trick. If you want to go and find everything in a house when you rob it, just follow one wall and you go to all places.
Well, going with that logic, you do, and you pass the hallway to the right, and you go up and make the left, and again, it's another T where it's like, okay, at the northern part, it cuts back to the east on you, or if you go south, it's a dead end, and then following that through it, they're both dead ends. You've kind of been touching everything. Your hands haven't gone through any walls.
Do we have any sense of like relative direction since we went in here? Like, have we been doing like a circuitous route, or is it like a big rectangular structure? Like, would we have any sense of like where we are in relation to where we came in? Like, would I know like it's that way, or is it like
You came in to the east,
okay?
and you've kind of been moving.
Or are we
West-
like totally confused?
West-
Just like
You've been kind of moving to the west and to the north. It's not quite that confusing, but like,
Okay.
but again, like now you've gone. Now you've kind of found another like dead end, and you have to backtrack and go back to that right you passed, or go back the way you came.
Yeah, it does seem confusing. Maybe we should try to change things up and head like, instead of following the left wall, one's like, we'll follow the right wall. And, it seems like we're kind of circling around.
Well,
Eventually.
following that kind of like logic, like you do when you come back to that right, it's another T. And now, like, poking your head in, you can see, oh, there's a door to the north, or I can follow this hallway back, coming back south.
What do you think, Matron? Roll the bones?
So it kind of like doubles back on itself. There's a lot of that too so far, what you've seen with these hallways.
So how many options continuing on have we actually seen so far from here?
From here, let's see. There was the door that went to the hallway you ignored. There was the very first room, where with the mud room where you could have continued in there. Right now, you have a door that is about 5 feet away, or a hallway, depending on whether you want to make the left or make the right.
So I'm hearing a total of 5 options. I am going to pull out a D6 out of one of my pockets and roll it to determine where we're going.
Good call.
So that's a 2. So what was the second option you mentioned?
Okay, so 1, door to your left. 2, hallway, twisting back on itself to the right.
So we're taking that one.
Okay. So again, you do this winding, twisting thing, where the hallways kind of like keeps doubling back on itself, but it's continuing, it's going. It's still there. That you can keep going with it. So still following the same lead. We have White Snout in the lead, and you travel over a set of flagstones, and all of a sudden it flares up with hot energy. Give me a dexterity saving throw for you and your mount.
Oh no.
Okay. So for me it's a 17, and for my mount it's nat 1.
All right, so your mount will take 8 points of fire damage.
I think it's mounted combatant, which makes it take half damage from failed dex saves.
Okay, so half damage. And so you guys all see this happen kind of in front of you. And, you having just witnessed it, you'll be able to kind of like leap over those stones.
Mm-hmm.
It's really short distance, so it's not even a check, so it's easily... this, again, doubling back on the tunnel, on this hallway, does again, another twist and turn, and then you find yourself at another doorway.
Getting sick of these doors.
Open it with Mage Hand.
Sure. I'll cast Mage Hand.
Okay, so you cast Mage Hand and the door creaks open, and White Snout, you can see vermin inside the room, scuttles and squirms when the door opens. They seem to move in all directions.
Yeah.
And they're moving away from a putrid corpse lying in the center of the room, of the floor.
I'm like,
And
Rogie.
Yes. Oh, pretty. No,
It's,
I'll scurry in and look at the corpse, just straight up to it.
okay, so you like scurry in to look at the corpse. All these creatures have kind of moved to get away from it. Give me.
I really think that with my character design, I would have prepared Speak with Dead, but I didn't. It's like, God damn it.
Well, that's okay. As soon as you like kind of run over and look at it, you're a little bit caught unawares as it punches up at you.
Mm-hmm.
Straight in the air, but you're able to kind of like at the last minute sidestep out of the way.
This one is lively. Mm-hmm.
True. And then it sits bolt upright.
Let us be friends.
Is the response? You guys can roll initiative.
Okay.
11.
19.
I got a 6.
29.
29? Wow.
No, 20 from me, 9 from him.
Oh.
Together, we are fast as hell.
Is a 10.
Okay, so everyone but the 6 can go. What do you guys want to do?
I cast Firebolt at it.
Okay, Castaway.
That is going to be a 13 to hit.
It doesn't really try and move out of the way.
So do I get to roll damage then?
Yes.
That is going to be 3 damage. Oh, wait a second. I actually think that by now I should get an extra die. Hold.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, level.
5, and then for some reason level 11 is the next one, I think.
Right.
Not 5, 10, 15, 5, 11, 14. Go figure.
So 9.
9. Okay. So 9 points of fire damage. It kind of like singes its shoulder and it's smoldering a little bit. Puffs up.
Anyone else getting Critical Role vibes? 9.
I'll whip it twice for 14 and a 15. Both hit, I assume.
Yeah, it's not moving out of the way.
And that's a total of 11 damage, and it's marked, and I'll move next to it, not really using the reach of the whip.
Okay.
I'll run up and double rapier. Both 23 for each hit,
Okay.
and that'll be 13 on one and 6 damage on the other.
All right. So on the first one, let's see. All right, so the first one, you just you catch it right between the eyes and its soft, squishy head, and you drive your rapier all the way through through and out the back of its head, and apparently it's been sitting here for a while because its head was like rotted and mushy, and you're able to drive the crossguard right through its skull, and then the body just flops back down with a sick, wet thump.
I love it.
I will definitely clean that off before that goes back in its scabbard.
Good idea.
Do you know gets a huge look of disappointment on his face because he didn't get to kill anything.
But that being said, this room has 3 exits out of it. There is one to the east, and there's actually 2 doors to the north. One is basically along the wall. You guys actually just came in. There's a door straight ahead. Then there's at the top of the room, there's another one of these little alcoves. There's a door there, and then when you come in directly to your right, there's a door as well. It's it's very much like this room. This place seems like it was just built randomly and follows no form or function.
Are you trying to insinuate that you use the random dungeon builder to build this?
I would never insinuate such a thing.
No, we can see proof of it. Passes.
Matcham pulls out his lucky dice again, and he rolls and suggests that we take the right door.
I trust in your luck.
Sure.
If it's random, we have no better chance with anything else. So why not?
All right. Again, same order. White Snout has got the door.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So as you open the door, one of the things that greets you immediately on the walls, there are a bunch of porcelain masks, and they seem to be carved into angelic faces.
They line both sides.
They do.
About how many of them are there?
There's let's see. Let's see, they're all over the walls, so there is probably close to 24.
I'm gonna grab one.
I was going to say I'll cast Find Traps again, just in case.
Okay. I heard grab one and cast Find Traps.
Which happens first?
Used to roll initiative. Let's just see what happens first.
That's a 16.
Yeah, he's gone first. That's a 7 for me.
Okay, you begin casting, and as you go to examine one of these and pull it off the wall, a gout of fire shoots out. Everyone within 10 feet of you, and of course you yourself, can make a dexterity saving throw.
I think I would have actually walked into this like an unusual.
Yeah, I'm
Dexterity saving throw.
I'd be back a bit casting the spell before going in.
I got a 15.
My lucky feet.
24.
Do you know gets an 8? Because he sucks.
So anyone that did not get a 13 or above takes 9 points of fire damage.
Do we take half damage if we saved?
No, it's no damage.
Cool.
Okay. Can I just point to the center of the room and cast Shatter?
Oh, snap.
I'm gonna. Are you telling us that?
Yes.
No, okay. I will back away.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be in that.
So
Back away with my mask.
So a couple things. One is when you cast your spell and you detect the traps and all the masks, obviously. And then the other thing was to the north of the room, you also detect that there is another trap that seems different than the rest. And it's in the ceiling. You cast Shatter, and all the masks just explode.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, I think there is a trap in this room.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
call.
There seems to be another one further up near the
Oh.
doorway.
I'll cast Dispel Magic on that near the doorway.
Okay. It's coming from the ceiling, so it's one of the things he tells you. Is you probably would want to cast it there. And I'm going to say that jump on him. You actually kind of observe and notice.
Mm-hmm.
You can see in the ceiling where it looks like something would open up to allow something to fall out.
Guys, the area of the ceiling over there looks like there's some sort of contraption
door
built
or
into it.
something.
Yeah. See that? See the seams? You can barely see. You got to look really close. And I'll go over and
Watch out for snakes.
yeah, I don't want to stand under it, but I'll just use my quarterstaff and just kind of like poke up on it, like tap at it.
At the floor of the ceiling.
The ceiling.
Okay. You give me a. Give me a dexterity check.
All right. 6.
Okay. You're pushing away and pushing around with your staff, and you don't really know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure you sense something right here, Rogie?
Actually, it is about 6 inches to the left.
I'll adjust and tap there.
That's what I said to my prom date.
Okay. So you're standing just outside of it. Give me
Like if I could see the seam, I would stand like
Yeah.
on the other side of it and tap on it.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
All right. My awesome dex mod of 0. 16.
Okay. A cage slams down in front of you,
Whoa.
and you're able to get your staff back just in time.
Yep. Rogie called it.
There was definitely some kind of trap.
So
there
that
for
was
sure.
like in front of the door, huh?
Yeah.
Thinking, do we still have, who has that letter that we got at the Duke's?
I don't know if it was taken or not, but
No, I read it. I didn't take it.
Do you recall like that symbol on it of the wavy lines? Thinking back on it now, would it have looked like a maze or a crude representation of a maze?
yeah, it could definitely have looked like that. Especially in light of you wandering around down here.
It seems to be. I don't know why they would have taken Wilhelm, but it seems like this place is much more than just a simple hideout. This is interesting. It appears to be designed to make us lose our minds.
Seems to be the hideout of some kind of organization, not just a small party.
Yeah, this is definitely something. This wasn't just some rando extortionists.
And it is kind of weird though, because you haven't really encountered anything much down here.
Mm-hmm.
One rotting zombie corpse, some snakes.
I hate to think of a small child down
Traps. And so currently you have the door that is to the north that is blocked, that you can't get through without moving that cage. It looks really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have there's a doorway leading out of this room, basically almost across from where you came in.
Okay.
Hey guys, can I run to the bathroom real quick?
No.
Sure, Ezekiel.
Can't happen.
Yeah, actually, I
Yeah.
You go back in that poo room. It's like 3 lefts back that way.
7, and I need a small troll guide or something.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
And it goes into a corner.
So there was the door we came in, the door with the cage in front of it. There was one in the eastern wall, and then another one in the north. Is that correct?
So in this room, you have the one you came through, one that's blocked to the north, and one to the east. That's almost across from where you guys are.
Oh, I had wanted to go east too. I felt like we were kind of on the periphery. So
Yeah, it's almost cutting. It's like cutting back in the direction that you guys actually came in.
Should we wait for them to get back? Oh man, 30 people out. What happened?
Dun.
Hey, is there any? Has there been any more of those like bowl iconography that we've seen anywhere?
No, you've only seen the one so far.
Oh, can we assume then the poo room is bullshit?
Good call, man.
Man, maybe.
Assume.
I've been sitting on that joke for ages.
Who puts their bathroom right by the front door?
That's a
Shitty
good
people.
question. Who would do that? Do such a thing?
Angelic masks. Those are kind of neat. Are they any kind of like a religious thing, or just kind of like in a generic sort of?
They look,
good
They crack
thing.
pottery.
they looked, they looked like they could have been, but it's hard to tell now because now they're on pieces.
Yeah.
They are
Would
good
I
at jigsaw puzzles.
would I be able to conclude something about minotaurs from a mace and a bull symbol? Or
Give
that
me-
could have something to do with the minotaur?
Yeah, give me a general. Well, which what skills do you have? Let's start there.
History, intimidation, performance, and persuasion.
History would work.
And it's a 17.
A 17, it's a really good roll. So you have heard tales, stories of, minotaurs lairing in labyrinths and luring and hunting prey in these places.
So, do you tell us that?
Yes. The symbology and the maze might have something to do with the minotaur. I mean, they are brutish, they kill people, could have run into the mansion.
Yeah.
And
So this might even not have as much to do with the Wilhelm as it does a sadistic pleasure of one of these creatures. Just luring us in.
Although, the description, I'm sure many of you have probably heard tales of minotaur.
Okay.
The labyrinth mark on the letter and the handwriting does not speak to the Brutus savage creature that these tales do, as far as the intricacy of which they've been produced.
Yeah, they're not known for their crisp prose.
Penmanship.
Yeah. It's hard to write with hooves. They just stick the quill and the little bifurcation on their hoof.
So, which way would you?
Hashtag not all minotaurs.
Yeah, there you go. Which way do you guys want to go? You got straight across. You could try and get that cage out of the way. It's gonna be really noisy to drag it, or you can go back the way you came.
Well, I imagine whatever knows we're here since we're trapped in here, but I don't know. I'm feeling the call, the pull of the tide to the east there. So it's making me curious.
Do you think past where the cage fell down, they would want to get there? Oh, not us. Want us to get there.
Rogi, I hear you. We've lost Rogi.
Voices
Oh.
from beyond.
Wireless headset. Gotta love them.
You are stealthy.
Yeah.
Goblins.
Yep.
Yeah. So the east.
Sounds
All right,
good.
sure.
What do you? Yep.
To the east.
So you open the door, and surprise, there's a T before you. You have a hallway leading to the north, or one leading to the south. Give me a general intelligence check from everybody. DC 12.
Ooh.
Nope.
Yeah.
Natural one.
Yeah. 5.
12.
19.
Cleric Brothers.
The
5 as
big
well.
brains and big brains and matron.
So the 12,
Six.
the 12 and above, you're pretty sure if you go to the right, it's just going to take you back the way you came. Based on how far you've moved into this complex so far.
So don't do that.
Nope. Let's go left.
To the north.
To the north.
To the north.
Okay. So
Left is
you
left
head
and right is wrong.
you head to the north, and again, winding passageways turn and bleed back in on themselves until you finally come to a dead end. Who is doing the keeping their hand on the wall to the left again?
It's my idea, so I'll do it.
All right. Give me a check. Give me an investigation check.
God damn it. 8.
An 8. Okay. So yeah, you just come to another dead end. Now it almost seems like the only way you have to go is back, which was taking you the direction you came, or moving that cage, or going back to one of the other previous rooms.
Curse this place.
Can we check for secret doors?
You can.
Oh, let's do that.
So give me some checks.
Who all is checking?
Well,
What I do.
You don't want to hear. Yeah, my check is no good. I already know. Unless a DC 5 is where we're at, we're not good.
I'm gonna cast guidance on Matron because he seems like he's pretty insightful, so maybe that'll help.
Well, I appreciate that, but I rolled a natural 1, so I have found a spot of wall that I am convinced is a secret door. But taking a quick look at it, you can tell it's definitely.
I guess.
Who rolled the natural one?
Matron.
Matrim. Matrim, you are actually the one to find the secret door as it kind of like closes in, opens away from you. And you instantly see a bullhead appear right in front of you with all kinds of crazy brands on its skull because its head is lowered, and it slams you in the chest.
Oh, snap.
And, you go flying across the room, hitting the far wall.
Oh my! It's not exactly what I had in mind, Sun God.
I turn and say, "But hey, my luck held out. We found it."
that is definitely a thing.
Sun God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah. Gets absolutely cleaned up. Which way did they go, George? Which way did they go?
Do I take
well-
any damage from the slam?
Oh yeah, you definitely take damage for sure. Give me a strength saving throw, DC 15 for 1.
That is a fail.
All right, so yeah, you're definitely going to fly into the wall across the way and take a little bit of extra damage for your trouble.
I don't know.
I do like the visual of this. Hey guys, I found a.
Yeah, right. Next thing you know, it's flying across the hallway. swinging into the wall.
27 points of damage.
Oh!
Oh, sheet.
And that was kind of like a surprise round. You guys can roll initiative.
22.
I got 20.
Do you know 16?
All right.
17 for Rogi.
5.
17 for Matrim as well.
All right, so. All right, I heard a lot of numbers, and I wasn't writing very fast. Sorry. What was that? What was that top number again? 23?
22.
22?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who had the next highest? I heard like a 18 or 17.
I had a 20.
20. All right. After 20?
17.
17.
17 here as well.
All right.
Copycat.
And then we got 2 more I need.
16 for do you know?
Okay, and 16. That's your number, man.
5.
And 5. Okay. 22. Basically, you guys were kind of like intent searching the wall, looking for secret doors, and the diviner goes flying across the room, Matrim slamming into the wall, and basically you just see like an opening of the door has opened. Unless the only people who can actually see what's on the other side is the people that are close to the entranceway. So that would be 2 of you's tops.
Well, I was over by Matron because I had cast guidance on him.
Okay, so that's 1. Who's going to be on the other side?
Do you know well?
Okay, so all right, so do you know, and jump on him. You see this huge minotaur creature with all these arcane looking brands across its body. It's carrying a great axe, and it hit him and is now moving away back into the room where it came from.
Back into the room.
Yeah, away from you, away from your group.
I'm gonna shout out to it and just cast command and basically tell it to halt. But I'm like, hey, chill, man.
Okay, so
what's with the violence?
What is the DC on that?
14.
14.
Wisdom.
Okay, so you cast and you infuse your words with the power of magic, and as your magic reaches out from you and washes over this creature, those brands just flare to life and become glow a bright color, and it just he keeps moving.
I don't like that. I'm like, guys, this.
I think you made it angry.
Yeah, he seemed like he was pretty angry already. And for the rest of my turn, I'm going to rush over to where Matrim is on the ground and cast the healing word.
Okay, so 22 would be up next.
All right. And Matrim, that's 5 hit points for you.
Thank you.
Could you argue that? Isn't that 2 spells in a round?
It's a bonus action for me.
Yeah, he is right, though, but one of them is not a cantrip.
Okay, then I will not cast the healing word. I'll just do the command.
He will
and then I'll just rush over to check on.
Think good vibes.
Yeah.
I have a lot of healing potions as well, so.
Cheating bastard, Doug.
I'm a
Couldn't
divine
get one over on you guys.
and luck.
So who had the 22?
Me. Whip him twice again for
You
22.
can't actually get through because there's bodies in your way and the hallways are narrow. You can squeeze. You could probably squeeze and get into the room. It's going to take twice as much movement to get there.
Could I try to crossbow him?
No, because he's in a room. Like you guys are all kind of like in this narrow hallway.
Okay, so he's around the corner.
Yes.
Guess I'll just wait for him to poke his head out and whip him down.
Okay. Are you going to like move into the room?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you use your movement, the Grix movement, you can get 5, 10, 15, which is going to cost you 20. So yeah, you can get in. You can get a line of sight, and you see him heading for another door.
I mean, the Grick could dash as well, right?
Yeah, that's
and
what
I could still attack, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm using the Grix movement to kind of get you in there with a little bit of squeezing going on. So you could take a pot shot at him if you want as he's heading for this door.
That would be 18.
18 to hit. Okay, so you fire off your crossbow bolt at the fleeing form of the Minotaur, and an 18 will catch him in his rump.
And that would be 4 damage.
Okay. He lets out a snort and keeps going. So that brings us to the 17s.
Okie dokie. Oh, might as well go first. I will, because I'm small. Is it easier for me to squeeze through everyone's?
It is easier. It's just going to cost you double move.
Yeah. Bonus action dash.
Okay.
I can to kind of squeeze and zip myself into the room. Then, as my action, I'll actually channel Divinity, Path of the Grave, if he's within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, you can definitely get that off.
Yeah, it is vulnerable to all the damage from the next attack by me or my allies that hit it.
Okay, excellent.
So, yeah, that'll be me.
All right, other 17.
So I stand up, obviously. Can I see him from where I'm standing?
No, you'd have to go. You have to go through the doorway.
Okay. First of all, is it a bonus action or a main action to take a health potion? I can't remember.
It's standard action, I believe, to drink a potion.
Standard action? Okay. Well, in that case, I will go. Can I? I'm one of the two standing in the door, so I can go forward. Now, can I see him?
Okay, so you stand up half your movement, and move. Then you will move 5-10 feet through the doorway. And okay, so to kind of like describe the room, this is another room that is, there it is. This room is almost shaped like a lightning bolt because of the way the walls zigzag. How much movement do you have?
30 foot.
So 15 to get up, 5, 10, 15. Just using your movement. There's a corner, and you hear snorting and noises coming from around it, but you don't have line of sight.
Okay, in that case, I will go ahead and drink a health potion then.
Okay. And that brings us to the 16.
Okay, so I may have misunderstood, but you asked for 2 people who were going to be on either side. I thought we were flanking him, or no? So how close am I to him now?
You're right at the door. See, so all right, to kind of like paint the picture. The reason why it was important who was where was for movement, because it's a 5-foot hall. So you and Doug were actually right there, so you were able to have freedom of movement. But because it happened so fast, the door just like, Chad was like pushing in against the wall and kind of almost fell through it. You see him get slammed by this giant bullhead, hit the wall, then immediately the head retract it.
Okay,
back
so I
into
can
the
go
room.
with 40 feet. I can easily get to him.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I'm going to go get to him, and I'm going to do my 2 attacks. But I am going to rage before I do that.
Ooh, okay.
Yes! All right, so I rage, and then I'm going to do my 2 attacks. First one is a 26.
That will hit.
And that damage will be 17 slashing.
That's 34 because he's vulnerable to all damage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because of my channel divinity.
And the second swing is a 13.
13 to hit?
Oh my god. That damage.
13 misses.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, just the 34 damage then.
Okay.
And I'm raging, and then I'll be done.
Okay, so that was the 16. Okay, so he turns around and looks at you with fury in his eyes after you just walloped him really good. And you see lines of these brand marks kind of trace themselves throughout his body, and like it's almost like this arcane energy, this light shoots like throughout his body, and like almost you see it moving, like almost like electricity on a circuit board to his arms.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, to his arms and into his axe as he recklessly swings at you, hitting an AC of 18.
Yes, he will.
All right, so his enormous axe comes down for 12 points of damage as he smacks you with it. And with that, he will actually, you can take an attack of opportunity on him.
Okay, so I take 6 damage because I'm resistant.
Yes, you're a raging.
And I will take an attack of opportunity. And that is a 21.
That will absolutely hit.
And does 17 slashing.
Okay, so so he takes the damage, and you slash at his back as he runs through a doorway, the door that's in front of him, and then slams it shut behind him, and you hear a click.
Let's get him.
Okay.
Are we still in initiative? Or?
Just for this one round, we'll be in initiative, then we'll drop out. So that just actually only brings us to the bottom of the initiative 5.
Hey. I'm gonna run up to I'm gonna run through the entranceway there and try to get to that door.
Okay, so you absolutely get to the door, and it is locked.
It is locked.
What is the door made of?
Wood. It's made of wood. Standard like oak.
Made of adamantine with mithril bands all across it.
Standard stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have lockpicks or anything. Nope, that's it. I'm just gonna curse under my breath.
All right, now we can drop out of initiative.
So first, I'm gonna drink a few more potions.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, he muted himself.
So I had only seen run to the end of the hall and swing his axe. I couldn't see the Minotaur.
No, not from where you were at. You probably didn't even see him swim.
You did hear me yell, "Let's get him!" though.
Yeah.
Yes, that part you absolutely heard.
Then I would probably hustle up to at the end of the hall.
Since I'm raging and I would lose it, if I don't keep attacking, my intention would be to just blow that door off its hinges.
Okay, so with that, kind of following into like the next round, you're still raging. You go up to you're there at the door. Make a strength check, and you have advantage because you are raging.
Do you know?
Strength check is gonna be plus 3. Okay, good. So let's put that in. Do advantage. 22.
And you blow the hinges off this door. You blast it and you see a room in front of you. Through a red haze tinge of rage, with all these figures, all these columns are carved humanoids. You see a door. Let's see, from where you're at here, you see a door kind of like on the in the wall or on the wall that you just came in along. 20 feet away. You see another door like catty corner up into one of these enclaves up to the north, and you see a door all the way to the left heading back towards the west.
But there's
no Minotaur.
And you do not see the Minotaur. Now, let's see. Someone else give me a perception check. And because, I'm going to say you attacked the door, so if you're still raging for intents and purposes right now.
Okay.
I'll give a perception check. I'm up there.
Can I just keep punching him in
5.
the leg just to keep the rage going?
You just bite me every once in a while.
Kick you in the shins?
I like that. So Ezekiel, you went up to look at the lock, and you're like, I can't do it. And you just like, oh, smashed it through.
Yeah,
That's another way of approaching that problem.
Yeah, you pick the lock.
Yeah.
Just pick
Picked
the
it.
rest of the door.
Yep.
I
Picked it
only
right up
told
off the
you
hinges.
to know the
What
bloody door.
was that perception check?
5.
Anybody else except for the raging barbarian?
Ooh, that's good. That's a 22 for me.
Perfect. You hear the sounds of a crying child.
Oh, snap.
It is coming from the door to the west.
Yes, I can hear something from over that way.
Must be a little Wilhelm. Wilhelm. What's his name again? I don't know. They're paying us pretty good.
We are literally hearing a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
The babe.
Whoa.
Ah.
Well, let's rush over to them.
That
I'm
way.
like, you said it's another wooden door.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you know? You want to keep it going?
Oh yeah, I totally do. I'm gonna actually be AFK, but I'll still be on sound. So I am going to run up there and try to smash the door again.
All right.
Yeah.
Give us another advantage check.
Okay. Oh my god, my highest was an 8.
You hit the wall like a brick,
Oh snap!
like a brick wall, and bounce off of it.
Oh,
I give him lucky.
Okay. So re-roll.
Oh, excellent. In that case, how about a 9?
Curse you, Doug!
me.
Not you, Doug. Other Doug. Doug Davidson.
Oh.
No, I'm not. I'm not using Fantasy Grounds. I'm using a dice roller on the internet.
Oh, okay. All right. You get a pass, Doug
But curse
Davidson.
him anyway. Curse him anyway.
So you guys watch your half-orc bounce off the door.
So yeah, I thought he was like a full-on orc.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. You watch your orc.
Yeah.
I wrote down orc anyway. So he bounces off the door. Boom!
Okay. Maybe this one's a little more finesse.
Yeah, can I just can I check if the door is actually locked?
You can. It opens.
Yeah. I just like and open the door. It's like
Okay, so this...
He loosened it.
Sometimes-
He loosened it.
sometimes the simplest answer is the easiest.
In this room, you got manacles all, hanging from the walls. You get the distinct impression this is kind of prison room, torture chamber. You see evidence of torture devices throughout this room. One of the manacles is particularly large set, and you could easily fit around the wrists of an ogre, or perhaps even a minotaur. But there is a from the wall to the south is actually kind of where you hear the crying. You don't see it though. You don't see anything.
I would run up and start examining the wall.
Me too.
I'm
Okay,
examining everything else. Kinda, I love what they have done.
yeah. You start examining things over there. There's actually my bad. There's also a statue in there of a hellhound, and behind it is where you find Wilhelm. He's kind of like swaddled, just kind of laying there
On the ground?
on the ground. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
there's some broken stones and
Wow.
piled up around him.
I would pick him up. Or he's like, he's like 2 or something.
He's like 18 months, something like that.
Oh,
He's
18
al- He's almost a toddler,
I
but
don't
not
have
quite.
kids, man.
This probably isn't going to work, but I say we grab him and dash.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely pick him up. He's probably distraught, right? Is he crying and stuff?
Oh yeah, he was crying. Loud noises probably startled him.
I will brush his head, like, shh, and I'll cast calm emotions on him.
I'm
Oh,
very
that absolutely works.
I'm very suspicious of the statue, so I am going to ready haste on the raging barbarian if the statue starts moving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You can absolutely
Definitely going to give that statue a side eye as I move away from it.
So as you ready the action and leaping. See how you want to do this. Leaping out of the wall, like it slides away, and the Minotaur appears once again, as you're like scooping up the baby. What do you want to do? Jump on him, because right now you have a baby in your arms and a Minotaur coming.
How
right
close
at you.
is? Oh my god! Like it's charging at me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on the baby and just say Ezekiel and toss it over to him.
All right.
Catch.
That's awesome.
Give me a dex check to catch the baby.
Please, son God, please let me catch
Oh, my wife's gonna kill me if I botch this. Not bad. That is a 19.
Oh, absolutely. You catch the baby with style. As the
I'm a
Minotaur,
terrible person because I kind of wanted you to roll a 1.
as the Minotaur
I
slams
definitely did.
into, jump on him, smashing you between the Minotaur's skull and that statue of the Hellhound.
Mhm.
I think the Hellhound even moves a little bit from the impact.
Oh,
Give me a DC 15 Strength saving throw.
Okay. 15.
Yep.
I'm gonna use my inspiration,
Okay.
which I failed anyway. Got 13.
All right, so you're gonna take a little extra damage for being
Sure.
crushed. So that's gonna be 10, 22, 30, 37 points of damage.
Bummer.
And
So, does my haste go off since the Hellhound moved?
yes, I will say it absolutely does. I will count that. Well, I'm just gonna keep the initiative to what it was.
Okay.
So White Snout, what do you want to do?
Would I be able to get in whipping range?
You will. The Minotaur is kind of in the doorway a little bit to this door that wasn't there before. So, and he's got the Hellhound statue and jump on him in front of him. So he's got a decent amount of cover, but you can definitely take a shot at it.
I got 13 and 23.
The 13 is most certainly going to miss. The 23 is going to hit.
And it's 5 damage, and I'll mark him.
Okay, so yeah, you take the damage. You mark him. For the mark to work, though, you have to be 5'5". You right next to him, adjacent.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at the edge of your whip distance right now with that.
Okay.
Doug, jump on him. You are up.
All right. Was I prone at all, or did he knock me prone?
Oh
Or
yeah,
just-
you're on your ass.
All right, but he's like he's like right, 10,
5
15
foot.
feet away.
5 foot. Yeah.
5 foot. All right. Well, as his horn was coming into me, I'm like, for a moment, I was like, oh, that was the round, pointy object. Whoa! And then I'm gonna look up at him from the ground and spread my fingers out like this and cast Burning Hands at him.
Ooh.
So that's a 15-foot cone.
What level are you casting that spell at?
I'm gonna have to cast it at. I'm gonna cast it at 4th level.
Okay. And that's a dex saving throw?
Yes, 14 is the same.
And he will be taking half damage.
All right, so it's gonna be. It was 66. Let's see, 3. It's 5d6. 7. 15, 21 fire damage.
Ooh.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Sun God.
He singes fur.
And it ignites any flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
Yeah, he bellows. He bellows with rage as that happens.
And then, how far am I from like a wall? Like if I was on the ground, is my back up against the wall?
Your back is up against the Hellhound statue. In front of you is the doorway.
All right, I'm gonna instead of getting up, I'm just gonna like scramble around the statue onto the other side.
Okay, yeah, you can do
That's my
that.
movement.
It actually
Okay.
puts you kind of around a corner.
Yeah. I'm just like scared.
The 17s
Hurting.
are up.
That would be me. So many options. I will. Bugger it. I will cast Blight on him.
Ooh, okay, and that's a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, con save. So he's a big, beefy Minotaur, so he'll probably be fine with this, but still. 14 save.
I'm going to use my important to give him a 2 on his save.
Oh, all right. So he's going to definitely fail that saving throw.
Good. Oops, that's a D10, not a D8. Don't want to roll that one. That's 11, 13, 14. Ooh, that's a lot better. That's 38 points of necrotic damage.
All right. Cool. 38 points of necrotic damage. You hit him with this dark ray of energy, and you just see like these black veins, kind of like spread out everywhere from where you strike him. Those red runes, they kind of like begin to flare a little bit, and then the blackness just engulfs every one of them, and then it's almost like they turn in on themselves, and it just rips them apart, and just shatters this Minotaur into bits that rain all over everywhere.
Damn.
For anyone for some dinner, the best meat is in the rump.
Yeah, well, from the waist down, that's all that's left. I mean, everything just kind of exploded, raining chunks. Like
from the waist up.
Yeah, just the legs are just standing there for a minute, and then the huge axe that he was wielding just clangs.
Look away, Wilhelm! Don't look.
Baby screaming.
Come emotions wore off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a spell slots, guys.
Well, it seems that we have got our baby back, and there are the ribs.
We've got our baby back, baby back, baby.
Thank you.
So, what are you guys doing?
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well, what?
So in front of you, you kind of have this secret door that the Minotaur just came out of that leads to the south, where you can kind of go back the way you came.
Yes.
Now we just have to find our way back out through that door that fell on us. Right at the start.
Well, in all fairness, though, we rescued the baby, but we haven't dealt with the threat that originally took him. I mean, we killed the Minotaur, but not who sent him.
True. Yeah, he didn't seem to be too smart or one for talking, so I doubt he, hashed out that plan on his own. But I mean, this child here, it's like a really dangerous situation. I'm not sure what to do.
I mean, technically, our mission was to get the baby, not deal with the threat.
He makes a good point.
We can.
And I will pull out my flute and start playing for the baby, kind of one-handed.
Begins to calm him down. Actually, give me a performance check.
Can I try to match his rhythm with my drum?
You can.
Get a little impromptu drum circle going on in here. So I'll aid him.
I've got a drum as well, so
yeah, we can aid him.
Does aid do anything? Because I rolled a nat 1.
You get advantage. Or help.
Ooh, 25.
Oh yeah, totally soothing.
Look over at Rogi like, yeah, right? Bongo.
So which way are you guys going? You have the baby. Your objective is in hand, but now you have to return him.
retrace our steps. I don't know.
Okay, you guys can do that because if you do that, you kind of know like the traps that you ran into and the difficulty. Eventually, it brings you back to the portcullis, and eventually, either through finding the mechanism or a raging orc barbarian, you're able to get out, and you find yourselves greeted by a bright sunny afternoon. It's later in a little bit later, but the sun is still shining. The fresh sea air washes over you. Seems to be a calming effect on the child. People and children are frolicking on the beach. It's quite the opposite of the horror show you just experienced within the dungeon beneath the city.
So is this? But this was like a ways out of the city. Like this isn't like the city's right there, and this was the beach. Like we traveled for a little bit.
You did out of the city, but it's right on the edge of the city. Like you were probably under portions of the city.
Like is there any like law enforcement presence on the beach or anything like that? Or near like on is there like gates or anything? Is there a lifeguard?
No. It's not that kind of beach. No. There's definitely no guards or anything like that. It's just the beach that people go to.
Well, we should pull that portcullis back down so nobody wanders in there.
Well, you guys could have definitely done that. You could have left it closed.
Yeah, I'm gonna close it, and then I'm gonna use Scorching Ray to try to like melt it. So
okay,
seals it. So I just don't want any curious beachgoers or like teens who are drinking ale on the beach at night to go wandering in there.
Yeah, so what you end up doing is finding the mechanism, and that's what you scorch that. So this way,
yeah,
it probably would have taken it would have taken the mighty do you know to lift that thing while raging. So
cool.
Frying the mechanism should keep out.
I can come back later and cast a glyph of warding on it. We're good.
Yeah,
right on, Ezekiel.
Cool,
the person you're trying to save, though.
So
what was that?
All right, so we bring the child back to the
Frogmans.
What's the name of the place?
They're on vacation though.
Duke and Duchess Frogman.
You would probably take it. You would probably take the child back to your headquarters.
Oh, okay.
And be like, we did the job. You guys can deal with it.
Yeah, the babysitting.
Yeah.
75. Do I hear 80? Do I hear 80? 80, 80.
Yeah.
Do I hear 95? 100?
And I would also, obviously we'd tell them about that, horrible dungeon on the outskirts of the city.
Yeah, so you're able to report to the captain, and he gives you each a bag of gold, 250 gold, which the Frogmans had provided minus the mercenary company's cut. You each end up with 250 gold for your troubles, and
nice.
and also the distinction and honor of having completed a mission for the Nag, so it puts you up higher on the roster when the next job comes up.
Before we leave, I'm gonna get a little out of my pouch. I have like a little sand dollar dried out on a leather thong, and I'll put it around Wilhelm's neck and tell him a little bit about the sun god, and then I'll tell the guys like those things which I sell them on the beach. They're nothing sweet.
As you do that, give me a knowledge religion check.
Okay.
Little tie-dye t-shirt.
I got a 16.
Okay, so as you do that, and you say a little blessing to the sun god, and the shell like touches his little bare flesh, and you see a little bit of warmth kind of radiate over the child's body until it gets to the forehead where you see that labyrinthine sigil kind of like appear in silver, and then as that heat kind of hits it and surrounds it, you see it like shatter the labyrinth sigil and dissipate.
Wow.
And
did anybody else see that? I'm like, did you see that?
You're probably the only one to see it. You're like, unless they were standing around you watching.
I'm currently excavating my nostril.
All right, well, I'm going to clutch my conch shell even tighter and say thanks.
So with that, first of all, I want to thank Doug for writing this adventure, because this is one of our Patreon awards for this month. And this is our terrible terrain, so that whole adventure was a part of that.
And to its credit, even though I wrote it, had no idea where we were or what was going on.
The maze
It really is random.
The maze is quite
Chad,
confusing.
yes.
So anyone that jumps on the
I was right.
I was like, should I think that's a criticism? Like, it was randomly generated.
many,
That was
Again,
fun.
as I said, I sent the message kind of, looking at, I had to fight the urge to go and screen cap and look at the map through your glasses, Dave.
oh,
Yeah.
Curses, D&D players are so clever.
Yeah.
I guess not that clever. I actually have it on my computer, and it didn't even occur to me. I was like, I can pull it up, but I didn't.
Yeah. So
I don't want to meta.
anyone that becomes a patron before the first, this is part of the rewards you can check out. And really, we only used a fraction of the map itself, and there's a bunch of other stuff in the rewards. So I was reading this the other night to check it out, and I was like, man, this is really good. I think I know what I'm doing Sunday now. So I want to thank everyone for hanging out in the chat with us today, and thank all the fans in the fan game for joining me this fine Sunday afternoon, evening, or night, or Monday morning, depending on where you are in the world.
I got to go to work.
Yeah, it's been fun as always, and until next time, stay nerdy.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. And before we go, Rob Toohey, where can they find you, and also Bards in the Basement?
Rob Toohey can be found at all points ROB2E. And as a matter of fact, if you got nothing to do here in about 2.5 hours, on my Twitch channel, which is also ROB2E, we're going to have, I think, 7 of us regaling stories of Fantasy Grounds games for D&D from the last 2 years. And we're giving away massive prizes. We're giving away at least 2 Ultimate licenses, at least 1 stand. We're giving away Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, and much, much more. At least 10 prizes for all 4 Fantasy Grounds. So if you're interested, or if you've never played Fantasy Grounds, you want to check it out, that's the place to be at 6 p.m. Pacific or 9 p.m. Eastern tonight.
That
Thanks,
sounds like
Dave.
a good deal to me.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You can find Bards in the Basement over on YouTube. We don't have the official link yet because we don't have that many subscribers. But we're also on Twitch, twitch.tv/bardsbasement. My wife and I stream all the time, 3 or 4 nights a week at least. We're trying to get more D&D going on it, but people with lives and kids and stuff, But come check us out.
And stuff, Absolutely.
Adulting.
We're
Adulting.
doing fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll throw mine in.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I do a web comic with my sister, who's the artist. waitwhatcomic.webcomic/ws. If you're a fan of the Nerdarchy group on Facebook, I have actually posted a couple. It's random, but do the D&D ones occasionally, and people seem to enjoy them.
Oh, cool. So the company Nag, you guys can go check that out there, and harass David and for the links to that, so you can check out his webcomic. And again, thanks everyone for hanging out, and thanks for everyone for watching. Until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.